Why, hello there, fellow miners and architects. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, The Darkest Ages. Episode 6, A Fort Without the High Ground Hill. Your name is Gloom. You... Too smart, occultist. Talk to Gloom. The strange figure keeps muttering about some scientific breakthrough. All she needs is a laboratory. If you let her stay, she will share her vast knowledge with you. It's hard to tell whether she's insane or a genius or both. She is deeply knowledgeable of all things related to the void. She can study unnatural phenomenon faster than others and will teach others when she gets the chance. She may be useful, but you also sense there's something she's not telling you. Well, Gloom, we don't like cultists up in here, so no. You get lost. And I know this is like a negative denied joining, but like, for a good reason. If she's willing to murder us to join, she wasn't on the up and up. Oh, and look at that. She had a metal horror inside her body. Yeah. Lady, I knew you were all sorts of wrong. Good job, Rayback. Shooting the air there or something. I don't even know. I'm even gonna leave her. I'm gonna leave her meals alone. I don't even trust her meals. She was a Kinder Egg, an unkinder egg. There we go. So metal blood serum, and we found a new horror. I think once we build the Great Hall, maybe we'll do the bathrooms, maybe we'll do holding cells. I'll let you guys choose. But things are getting wild out there. Luckily, we survived. I like how we're not even touching the shards. Okay, come on. Where's my granite pillars? Or doors? How much granite do I have? Oh, well, okay. There. I don't have a lot. How dare you suggest that I might be violent and dangerous? Goes into a violent rage. Yep. Peace talks with Zerabust. They are close and also extraordinarily far away. Holy crap. How long would it take for us to get there? 6 days? 6 days, for reference, is like, an in-game month. So, methinks no. Might as well be Martians asking. Because there's a mountain range. Almost a complete mountain range here with only a break right there. And no break here until all the way down there. If we had horses, I would like maybe somewhat entertain the idea, but we don't have horses, so that's a big old nah. Alright, the other thing I wanted to do before we super call this done is I'm going to do flagstone here as a fire break for that door. And then here as a don't grow crap right in front of the doorway as part of the requirement for completion. Because, and I'll even do flagstone here along here because this area here is kind of important to have cleared as this is like the entryway. This is all wrapped up in the have a secure perimeter project. It's not that much work, but it's you know, it's being rolled into that project until we get the great hall going. Oh, another animal herder. I will entertain the idea of... Ooh, a horse. and ducks. I'll entertain the idea of maybe bringing in animals, but I'll leave it up to you in polling. I'm like not super keen on the concept, but I'm not necessarily against it either. Ooh, this bridge is getting. They have an older stallion. If you're wondering, they're not like end of life old, but they're older. Life expectancy is 30. This one already has scratch body scars. And then 2 ducks, male and female. So they could be like, 3 actually. They could be egg layers. The thing is, I don't really have the money for the stallions, so that's kind of moot. I'm going to override whatever you might want to have voted and say I'm not this time going to be buying any animals. I'll just go for the silver, and I'm not even going to bother with the hill route. Maybe next time. But we're still pretty busy. And we don't have a fenced-in area for them. We don't have like plans for a ranch or anything like that, so... What's your 10 timing? 20 hours and 19. This probably should be a granite wall. Well, that bridge is convenient, but I wasn't expecting Matic to be, like, focusing solely on that bridge. Unexpected. I don't mind it. I mean, there are Mega Sloth down here, there's Cougar, there's stuff to hunt. Because without the bridge, it takes, like, 2 hours to ford this river. Like, I'm not even joking, that's how long it takes. Alright, things are looking pretty gross. Stupid gutworms. Oh my god. The moment I clean up, you just vomit on everything. Well, my builders decided, you know what? I want to build the bridge. And, like, have ignored all other tasks. Even the building the doors. Oh, no, they got that door done, at least. I think we have enough chopped wood. It's also... So our growing season ends when? Growing season ends the 11th of September. So I would say maybe around the 5th of September we stop sowing, depending on the growing period of the crops we're sowing. So I would say don't re-sow corn, don't re-sow potatoes. Actually, don't re-sow anything but rice at this point. And heel root, because heel root doesn't die in the cold. Everything else is not likely to survive long enough to bother putting in the ground. And I've also been hunting basically anything that won't try to kill me that has high yield meat to fill our racks so that we have a really nice supply of meat heading into the winter. So we'll have a lot of cured meat and a lot of pemmican, and we shouldn't have any food issues as a result. Come on, roll a 70. Oh, a 47. Okay, so he is one more tending until he's cured. He's at 21 shy of cure. And then if Klein can manage a... Wait, I can't even see it? That's weird. Oh! 298 out of 300. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Randy. That's just peak Randy right there. Something we could consider with Mildred, now that we're not doing a lot of plant cutting, is go back to steel pick. And for the granite we need, just like getting this chunk of stone out of the way, because again, line of sight is rather important. And this outcropping blocks this door. So get rid of this whole chunk and turn the chunks we mine off of it into blocks, which then we can build doors with and the like. Because that's what's happening is like, oh, they were getting married. Is there's like no granite around. This looks like a great place for a quarry, so I'm almost certain to build a quarry here at some point. But yeah, getting this granite and turning into blocks for the structures that we've yet to build. Okay, Klein, don't leave yet. Just finish. Now with this bridge, we can be unrestricted. We no longer have need of Area 1 zone restrictions, because we can get down here reasonably quick. And listening to my builders repair walls means that we're out of blocks. All right. Research. Beekeeping was pretty quick. Beekeeping, so the way this works is you put an apiary surrounded by flowers, and that makes honey. And honey can be used for mead and can be used for like sweet rolls. Sweet rolls are eggs and honey. So we would need egg layers like the ducks that I turned down to make sweet rolls, but sweet rolls would be a fun recreation food, kind of replacing like insect jelly, because we don't have insect jelly. So that's something we can consider once we have the means for it. So I don't mind getting an apiary going, but probably not right now, heading into the fall. Next research, up to you. And just as a stopgap measure, I'm going to get plate armor, but feel free not, I mean, I picked it at random, so don't feel like you need to vote for plate armor. Do the sweet rolls spoil? I believe they do. But the constituent ingredients don't spoil very quickly. So it's one of those like cook only as many as you need. Oh, there was uranium in this mountain. Oh, okay. Unexpected. Wouldn't be a terrible material for doors. So we've got one more door to build, and then the like fire break flooring to go. And then we'll be ready to push for the Great Hall, because I know the Great Hall's been neglected a bit. Now that we're towards the end of the summer, I should keep an eye on the peak temperatures midday to see if I'm going to need passive cooling still, because I bet passive cooling is going to not be required soon. Yeah, uranium is not bad for maces. Depending on the enemies I fight, if they're high armor, maces are going to be really superior. But if they're fleshy, and a lot of the anomalous horrors are fleshy, high sharp is probably the way to go. Okay, heating. That leads to like baths and the like, which can be nice. Tortoise is using my bridge. Rude. It's my bridge. You're gonna pay the toll. And the toll is death. If we ever hit you. Avalka's having a fun time target aiming. What is my chance to hit anyway? It is foggy, so that's like not... Oh, 9%? She still hit. Oh, wow, she almost killed you. Alright, let's just be done with this. This is silly. Frickin' fog. Splat. He's like, okay. Well, wifey, let's see what you can do. Alright. Best out of 10. And then he goes and just goes, splish! And is done. Turtle soup on the menu now. Maybe turtle sandwich. I don't yet have a spot, a party spot, or a marriage spot. So let's put those in the Great Hall, around the hearth. Once the hearth is built, we'll be able to hold weddings and parties in there. And there is a little bit of overhead mountain in this zone, so we'll need to remove that. I can see some of the flagstone getting put in, so we're getting pretty close to being able to work on that Great Hall, but maybe not soon enough for my liking. It's like, you know how to cure food poisoning? Just have a little bit of vomit on the ground where you got poisoned, and that's how to get cured. Said no one. Why would you do that? Are there lava fields nearby? There are. Alright, I'm assuming you're wondering about obsidian. I don't think that they have obsidian. No, none of the lava fields have obsidian. One has wild tinctoria. If we wanted obsidian, we'd likely have to mine it, unless we want to travel like a great long way for it. Unfortunately, I can't just... Oh yeah, here's an obsidian deposit. So hypothetically, there's obsidian deposits there. That might be the closest to us. And that is 5 days travel if we had horses. That's not unreasonable if we want to stockpile for like obsidian claymores or something. Obviously, a more sensible thing to do if we had more brawlers, but I don't have a lot of brawlers yet. Okay, Scorpio, guess what? You're finally going to be cured of gutworms. You're the last one. All we need is a 2%. We got a 59%, so it's good. And then Rayvac. Oh, no, I was wrong. Rayvac's the one that needs the 2%. So Rayvac, you're going to get cured. And now you're going to be gutwormless. Scorpio needed like a 20-something, 23 or something like that. If we zoom all the way out, you can see a little bit of flagstone needed, and we're definitely cutting the granite for it. But we are getting somewhat close to being done with the perimeter first pass. I call it first pass because there's going to be perimeter upgrades that we're going to want later on, like mounted weapons and stuff like that for real defense. But it's going to be a while until that is needed. I'm also going to make the I think I'm going to decide to elevate the center mountains and remove that from the line of sight blockers as part of the whole like perimeter defense, because it is part of our defense is line of sight. So that's gonna make Great Halls take even longer because it's gonna fall behind the column. What I'm envisioning is like, if we do have a quarry here, having the people working the quarry having vision of the entire courtyard is perfect. That way I can see what's going on all the time. Pair that with a guard up here and like we'll never have a lack of vision around the most important areas. Travelers wish for aid. They want all of our silver. Fine. But like, ugh. I hate you, but I will give you what you want. Frickin' beggars. There's no such thing as spare change. Small denominations add up to larger ones. Eh, whatever. Alright, Rayback. Let's give them what they want. Maybe. I mean, okay, they stopped. I thought they were just gonna, like, leave. There you go. Oh, and you told me about some mercenaries nearby. 2 mercenaries. But when I said nearby, I lied. That's not nearby. That's, again, like a month away. Is the wood over here already hauled? No. Luckily, it doesn't deteriorate very quickly, but there's like 1,600 of it. I would need to have dedicated haulers to really get it. But what we've been doing instead is stockpiling meat for our winter supply. So my haulers are doing that instead. Maybe at some point we'll have animals that can do hauling. I think that would help a lot. Especially if those animals ate twisted meat. So if they're carnivores or obligate carnivores or omnivores that can haul, that would be pretty handy. So I can keep an eye out for opportunities to either tame or purchase animals that fit that bill. Charity fulfilled, and we should have a baker's helped. There it is. We believe in it. I'm gonna just low-key force haul wood, because what they've been doing is they've been like piecemeal hauling a little bit of wood at a time to fill the passive coolers, and that's so much less efficient than just like hauling it all at once. Because they won't grab a full stack. They grab an incomplete stack and it's really dumb. So, little micromanagement goes a long way. I'm also going to change the range at which they cut granite. Eventually, we'll probably want the dedicated stone cutting next to a quarry. Because quarry will inevitably quarry up stone chunks. There we go. All right, sweet. I don't need 2 columns for this section, but for redundancy, so the whole thing doesn't come collapsing on my head, I will have, I'll have 2. And then I'll build another column here. Redundancy over there as well. So we're still working on the doors and columns. Heating is now done. Wow, that was fast. There's next pole. With all the flagstone done, the perimeter project is so close to completion. Well, this is a really ugly area. Thank you, all of the... You know, it might be worth putting the training dummy just like in the water so that it's like 7x7 square of filth disappears. I'll consider that once we have like heavy bridges or regular bridges or something, because that's going to be annoying. That door is that what's on it? Sand. Okay. Let's get the pillars up, the columns up, and then I'll probably be out of time by the time that's done. I'd like to get to the Great Hall, but, you know. So the way this will work is we'll build a an artificial roof over here to keep all of the islands of Overhead Mountain connected. And then remove... I don't need the whole thing, but then remove the... Let's see. Keeping the islands connected would be like this. And then we'll remove the actual stone and jade. So I guess we'll be mining jade as well. So something like that, keep it connected. And we'll do the same thing over here. Purposely build roofs over all of this. And then mine it all out. Oh, you guys are pivoting to septic tank. Okay, let's do that. Let's call that pole good. All right, the connected pieces are connected. Awesome. And the same sort of concept over here. So it's a weird shape of mountains, but this will allow us to see our entire courtyard without our vision being blocked once it's done. Doesn't RimWorld have individual volume sliders? That's a mod for the dummy. The problem is, my best guess is that combat noise is going to be the same as like regular wall bashing noise. So if I mute the training dummy, I'm also muting brawlers beating up my walls. Alternatively, what I could do is just get rid of the training dummy and just have the archery target. That's not unreasonable. Because the only one in the community right now that benefits from the training dummy is Klein. And barely. I mean, the amount of progress for melee that he gets from that is like barely any at all. Now, with all this jade we're getting from the mining, we can also consider incorporating the jade into our Great Hall. So maybe instead of the slate poker table, we'll do a jade one. And then we can also put in jade walls and other pieces of furniture as well. A jade hearth Sure. Temperature. Hearth. Oh, actually, before that, no. I'm not going to do a Jade Hearth. Jade Hearths don't have, they don't have modifiers for beauty. So the best way to use Jade is to build something that benefits from, material modifiers for beauty. And, that would be like furniture and art. But apparently a hearth, I don't think fits that bill. So it's less efficient. Yeah, the removal of that mountain is, you can already see the benefit. We got really good line of sights. And then another way to artificially, have someone in the tower is to stick a fishing zone, like right there. So now, as you can see, Lillian is fishing, and we have awesome line of sight. Basically, she's casting it from the watchtower. So I'm all for that. And being in the tower, she's also dry. Because she's in this tower, which is roofed. I mean, it's doubly roofed. I think what I'll do, because it's really ugly to, it's really ugly to be in this environment, is I'm going to remove all of the, I'm going to remove the training dummy because it's noisy and annoying. And then clean up this area, and that way being here won't be so ugly. And we won't have all that, like, horrible noise of clanging. That's going to get old real fast. So because of our population size, I am not going to make a guard spot here, but I will put the fishing spot there. So I'm encouraging people to like be out there, but until our population is a little bit larger, I'm not going to force them. Cool fishing is useful? Yeah. It's useful. Ooh, a party. And the poker tables, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. I think just for the expense, what is the rec power 146? That's much higher than the chess table at 124. Or so we'll trade up to the good stuff. Can you use animals against sight? It depends on your mod settings. So in my mod settings for Real Fog of War, I have allies, not prisoners, and not animals, which is... So trained animal can, when they have the right training, but not just any animal. They have to be animals that are like trained in guard, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So the answer to that question is like, yeah, but like, sort of. I didn't realize... actually, maybe it is time for a hearth. Because it's... I didn't mean to fuel this, but it might be the right time anyway. Oh, yeah, of course they're steel. I like how we struck compacted steel. It's like the same node we've been mining the whole time. That scared the hell out of me. Where are you gonna run, man? This bug popped out. It's like, can you go through doors? No, you're dead. That surprised me. It's like, where are you gonna go? So, we're almost done with the mountain in the courtyard removal for exceedingly good line of sight in our base. We do have a guard person who just like fishes. Someone's probably going to be fishing here all day long. What I can do is I can have the fishing, as long as the fishing is level 2, there's pretty much just going to be someone fishing nearly all the time. And that's going to be really good for line of sight. So there's a bit of a lack of line of sight here, but it doesn't really matter because like no one can really get here without being seen. So even the shadow that we cast here, our blind zone, is not a blind zone that will matter very much. So we have really good superior line of sight, and yeah, things are going smooth. We have all of our meat stocks are full, so I don't really want to hunt until this meat is has been processed. I should keep an eye on the lower end of the temperature though, because we need it above 6 Celsius. Because if it drops below 6 Celsius, we will have meat production loss, which would not be good. And then the last thing I want to do before transitioning over to the Great Hall, even though we have been working on the Great Hall, is to get rid of all the mountains in here so that our entire inner courtyard can be seen by one person standing in the center or by anyone standing in the courtyard because of the line of sight. And that way, nothing can be lurking, which will keep us nice and safe. I really just cannot for the life of me get them to, like, haul wood. If I had a bridge here, but that kind of defeats the purpose to use wood to collect wood. So you see, like, Matic is hauling, like, 19 wood at a time for the brewery. It's like, don't do that. Get 75 of it. Also, maybe remove this, like, 2 nuggets of stone, because it's a vision blocker. It'd be pretty easy to remove that. The final beauty for the poker table? That's a good question. It is 20. So what I was referring to previously is the beauty of something. Actually, I take it. Oh, so the base value beauty of the hearth is pretty low, which is why I chose not to make that out of jade. Jade is definitely best used on things with high beauty modifiers like sculptures, or sarcophagus, or you know, those kind of things. I feel like for roleplay reasons, I might move the brewery over here and the fermenting barrels over there to not be skunked by the biosolids. The game doesn't care, but I do. Let's get the re-uranium last. I'm going to do wort until we have 10. Hops last longer than wort, so I'd rather not, like, turn everything possible into wort and then have too much wort. The other thing is our stockpile is pretty full, so I think what I'll do is I'll take pemmican out of there so that we can have more, like, hops and things that should be colder. And looking at the time, I think I will have just enough time for removing all of the line of sight blockers in the courtyard before end of stream. Yeah, midday it's still a bit too hot for the hearth. Unfortunately, I can't just, like, quench it. That'd be nice, but no such luck. So there we go. We have got the perimeter defenses totally constructed as we want it. A guard tower. A pretty decent entryway for protection's sake. And we are ready for our first winter, having stockpiled a lot of meat, having a really nice meat supply in our salting and curing, and even our first member, who is a 81-year-old lady, ready to contribute to the betterment of our fortress. So that, friends, I think is where I am going to leave off for this week. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Darkest Ages, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow knights.